Hello guys, it is that panda guy and I'm here again with another video, and honestly just woke up. And honestly, I do these videos or these voiceovers really randomly. I just will edit them down if I'm feeling like it. And I woke up and I was like, let me make sure I get it out of the way. I'm just gonna do this Pompeii because I know I uploaded the Pompeii like a day or two ago, but I know you guys might have wanted this 1 hour version, and I was like, I'm being lazy. I'm being lazy, and I'm gonna do it right now. I just woke up, but we're gonna get into it, and we're just gonna talk a bit about this Pompeii, what happened, all that kind of stuff. So let's hop into it. So you see, we got Atrax, we got Sophie, we got Tree, or not, sorry, not Tree. Tree was on the other team, but we got Sophie, Atrax, and Pushy. I don't even know how to pronounce her name, but she's like, she's probably one of our stronger members. It's just like I feel like the biggest issue is I don't think I think there's like a language barrier, so like it's really hard to coordinate with those kind of players and then have them as like Garrison captains, you know what I mean? And I probably should do a better job of reaching out and maybe getting them into structures. That's why I usually try to take over myself, because I don't want to like kind of go through that struggle. And like that's why I was actually trying to get my main account to hold structures, and that was actually my plan right off the bat. If you guys watch the other videos, you guys know, or the other video, and basically I wanted to get my main account and a few of the structures and have it as Garrison captain. Sorry guys, my dog is next to me and he's just being all grouchy, but yeah, I was trying to get my main account as Garrison captains this time, because I do try to change up my strategy constantly. And it also, by the way, if you see me standing still a lot, it's because I'm on my alt account. You guys know how I run my stuff. It's usually between multiple accounts. But like I was saying, I was trying to be Garrison captain because I know my main account generally has better tech, and I know I've done this thing where I tried to split my accounts maybe, and let's say it was like Cat Spina or Suffering, like those are my alts, right? And I tried to have them as Garrison captain just because they had better heroes, and I wanted to get their maxed out heroes as captain. I really didn't think of the fact that although they are generally strong accounts and they do have like tier 5 for example, so that means the research is generally advanced, we are facing a pretty nice alliance with a good group of players, because most of the players that we're facing are like 50, 60 million, so their tech is either on par or above our tech. So usually when they're swarming these structures, if we don't have insane reinforcements in it, we're taking really negative trades, and it's a no bueno. It's not smart, and I should have been thinking better before that. But like when you like, I always say this, but when you look in hindsight, it's just it just makes sense more. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Shelby had an activated an alliance buff, and it was basically one of those things where I think you donate into, and basically you can activate it at any point, and it was like some 15% defense maybe. And I honestly don't know if buffs like that do go into Pompeii, but it'd be pretty interesting to see that. Or maybe if he, I don't even know how you would test that. You'd probably see it in the reports, like the percentages, and just figure it out off that. So I do wonder if those buffs work, or if, like, for example, he had asked for a captain position, or sorry, he wanted R4, and then for me to give him one of the like R4 buffs to see if like the percents actually came in a Pompeii. So I really like to, I would just like to see if those percents actually go into it, because I don't think, like, for example, me being president, I don't think that buff works. I don't think like federation buffs, any of that kind of stuff goes into Pompeii. I know I'm rambling right now, but this is gonna be a long video, so I do just kind of want to chat and tap on some stuff I've been thinking about. All right, but we are finally marching in. The thing finally started, and I'll just chat about it a little bit, like what's going on. So as you guys see, I split up, and I actually had chosen certain marches for Pompeii specifically to kind of have better, I guess a better defensive lineup. And then I actually had a plan to go Maya and Lewis and do rallies on structures. But honestly, nothing usually goes as planned, right? Like, I wasn't able to get really good reinforcements on these structures, and that was a big issue for me because um like they ended up swarming it down almost right off the bat, and that kind of ruined my rally plan. And I will say I actually am kind of frustrated because some people teleported up to the top left with me, and I say it every time, I don't want people teleporting with me, and I try to kind of make that known that like I can just take on one side by myself. Also, I think like like we either had like 14 players or maybe a few more than that, and that was really frustrating because the thing is like you guys know I control 7 accounts. I usually do generally all right, and it's like my accounts are stronger than a big portion of our members. Let's say for example Atrex, he might be stronger in Pushy or in Pushy, I don't even know how you pronounce that. She's stronger. You know, some of those members are, and then there's also members that are weaker, and it's really annoying when I got like, let's say a few of those like core members teleporting up here. I mean, I say it every time, so I don't get like how people don't understand that. Like, it's the strategy I'm trying to use. So maybe I'll just have to send out a mail and literally just be as direct as possible. I just it's hard to strategize sometimes. I don't know. It can sometimes be a little bit frustrating. And I mean, if they had went to that top area on like the other side, maybe we would have had the reinforcements we needed to kind of hold through because I feel like the biggest issue is always that side, right? Maybe I should try swapping out. Maybe I should have accounts sent up there. You know, like I have to always change something up because I want to see what has better results. And I mean, you kind of see it in this video here that I actually just went with the flow and I changed up my strategy really hard. Also, you guys see me like struggling to choose a hero here. And one big reason is because I didn't want Jaden on the front lines. I didn't want him up front on like one of the first structures because Jaden wasn't like a genuinely best hero. He's not bad, but I feel like this dude would get melted way way faster than Lewis. I didn't want to use my Maya because once she melts, two, I actually was trying to use her for rallying, and three, I actually in this situation, I probably should be using Lewis Maya. I mean, like my Lewis is maxed out, right? Like, and Lewis is way tankier than Maya, I feel like. But I have like a Garrison talent on Lewis. I don't know if like he still would have performed better than Maya just because like he's better. You know what I mean? Like he is better. Like honestly, I'm not gonna like act like that's no surprise. Um, and I mean, if I'm really gonna be jumping in these structures, I might have just been better off using Lewis Maya, but I used Maya Lewis this whole time, and I don't really know if that was a good option. I mean, it melts way too fast, but I still got good skill drops. I still did my job, and nothing more I can ask for. I mean, I always like look back on stuff, and it's like always looking back in hindsight, you're like, dude, am I actually stupid or what? So they have a rally going up to that structure I'm holding in a minute or maybe right now. And I actually put like my Regro and I think it was Martin because I'm actually doing this thing where I do Regro Martin and Tom Charlie. Because I mean, okay, you see right here, I actually get kind of frustrated. I'm like, dude, why did I get 3 people teleport up with me? But you guys see me do Regro Martin and then Tom Charlie, and this was actually advice I got from Tree. Like I love Tree. He really helps me kind of sometimes manage my lineup. But I did that because basically, if you guys don't know, Charlie is really good at getting better skill drops, or he gets skill drops more because he's like a rage magnet and he just drops you a lot of rage after like skills and stuff. And basically what that could do is I could just keep dropping my Tom skills a lot more while having my Ray Grow on the field at the same time with Martin. Because if I do double heals on one hero, it might not be as efficient as if I had both tanks healing, even if my Tom could be a longer like longer on the field. It's better to have both of those tanks probably out there, and I actually had this thing where I put my my Tom in the helipad for the longest time, but nobody came up to the helipad, and I think they were so focused on me that they didn't do that, and I should have taken it out way before that because I mean honestly every single one of my marches are so valuable because I do have a really big impact on the field with just my main account. I feel like because my main account really is a strong presence, at least in this situation, right? Because there's so it's so much stronger, right? Like it just has like a better tech advantage, has more troops. It's like infinitely able to just keep hopping out. And I mean, the person who like was kind of equal to me in tech here was Tree. That was probably like the closest to tech I had in here. And I actually overestimated this rally. I gave up so many of my marches just to have this thing reinforced because I thought it'd be like a million troops or something. And I was like, let me just dump 2 million troops in here real quick. I had to scroll all my accounts back. I had to reorganize real quick. And then I just just end up swarming the structure. And you guys can check the map in the top corner. If you guys see that structure right kind of under it in the right under it in the right direction, it's going to turn blue because I'm swarming it. I don't know if I scroll down and you guys see it. Okay, yeah, you guys are going to be able to see this. I actually gave up so many of my marches though just for that reinforcement, and I kind of wanted to just get this done and kind of get my presence on the field. You also notice they start taking our structures up on our side of the map, and I was thinking like, God, this is so bad because like we already have lost a few of our structures, and I mean I know our members won't just like let them run through it. So like I am happy about that because like I can't trust my members to kind of hold on, right? But I do wish more members went up into that right area because like that's where like reinforcement or help is usually needed because I can usually get a good field presence on like the left side, but I can't do it on everything, right? Also, I do make a little bit of a mistake here, and that is trying to focus this march that is right off to my left. I honestly should have instantly dipped, and I end up doing that because I end up thinking, why would I sit here and just start rallying structures when my team is struggling over here, right? I could either, honestly, what might have maybe been better was to hold onto this operation base, put my Tom in there, and tried to hold it just for extra points and kind of force them to focus it. Or actually, maybe I could have done both. And I could have maybe sent a bunch of marches up to kind of reinforce that top right area. But I did do a strategy which worked really well for the beginning and even just for a while. And basically, it's where I sent all my accounts with all these marches bouncing around these operation bases, and they didn't reinforce them properly. And you guys see that on the map where they're just all turning blue. And basically, it's just me popping around them, and I basically disturb a really huge amount of their point gain. And it was really good, but I definitely could have done better. I definitely could have done better, made better decisions. Probably would have been smarter for me to do my best to hold on to this operation base because I 1,000,000% could have if I actually reinforced it properly because these dudes swarmed it so much. And the thing is, I was always taking positive trades as long as my Pandy account was actually, the helm of the of holding it. I could literally hold it with one march and I was still taking positive trades on this. And that was my biggest issue. I didn't really think about that and just think, let me just hold this because it's stupid not to, right? Like all I need is to send a few marches and this thing is about to just start melting their troops like a freaking monster. And I mean, I always can make better decisions, but it's whatever, it's whatever. just gotta do better next time. Also, I could have just sent my marches onto the field and had them sitting in like, let's say, a little area where they could decide where I want to bounce from, which structure do I want to reinforce. If I held those structures properly myself and just didn't expect my alliance members to reinforce it, I could have done way better. And I mean, I did just like push it all onto my members, right? And that wasn't smart. That really wasn't smart, let's be honest. I don't want to just like make my members have to take the whole burden of that. But you guys will notice right here, I focus my Pandy account 100% of the time on this like operation base up here, and it was just to kind of force them to focus it. And I mean, like, the thing is, I didn't need to go anywhere else. I didn't need to just throw my troops in the mash of everything because then it also make the other players start moving towards that and start focusing on that, you know what I mean? And these guys couldn't do anything. These guys couldn't do anything against that. And in my main account, because like even if they have this thing fully reinforced, if like I have 5 marches coming at it, right, or 4 marches, I'm gonna be like just swarming it, and if their tech difference is too big and they can't keep it reinforced fully, it's not gonna be able to do anything. Like, they're not gonna be able to hold on, and it's just like a pointless defense. But I did do my best. I did do my best. It was a really close battle with PLW, and I do want to give my little applause because these guys always do end up doing insane comebacks, or they just like hold on really well. And I mean, they did make a really good comeback, which if I really had like did a good counter properly, I probably could have if I wasn't just an idiot. But I mean, we all have our moments. He also noticed that my accounts are just like down here, just having a freaking war zone. And basically what I do with each of my accounts is right off the bat, I send out 3 marches, and I'm thinking I might send out 4 because so basically what I do is I send a Regro Martin march out on every one of the accounts. I will usually do and Maya and Akemi. And I actually have really bad rider marches because of course I don't have Catherine, but it's better to have any march than none, right? So I'll basically do Cynthia and Freya, which is really bad. It's honestly really atrocious, and I need better rider heroes just to have on the field. And then I have one more march, which I usually don't send into later, which is really a big mistake because I do have the troops. And even having those extra, let's say, I go between each of those accounts, that's like 5 or 6 extra marches I could be having in the field, and that presence would just be massive, at least keeping me on the field just that much longer. And it's like so it's my Lee and either Edward, and I've started trading him out for Lee and Charlie because I wanted to get those extra skill dishes out. I also have a fifth march, but I don't have the troops to fill it, and it's usually like Tom, Alex or something just for like the buffer. But yeah, I mean, my Tom's usually generally all right because I've been working on that and making sure like my Tom isn't gonna be complete balls. You guys also know I disengaged my freaking Tom March there. I really should be using it. But yeah, like I was saying, I have all these extra marches that I'm not using, and I mean, generally my Lee march is a pretty decent and better march than my other ones because I have worked on him like quite a bit. Because if you guys didn't know, when I started playing, the game used to actually help you boost like. Sorry, my throat's hurting so much. It used to help you with Lee and Martin, and basically, Lee would be in campaign instead of Jaden, and then in radar, it would be Martin instead. So, my Martin and Lees are usually pretty good just because the game used to help you so much at kind of unlocking them and just building them up. I actually have a big mistake I used to make where my what is it? My freaking Martin, I 5-starred him, or sorry, 6-starred him on each of those accounts, each of my alts, because I used to use him as like a main hero. And now looking back and just like playing with him now, I'm like, bro, I could have another freaking 6-star hero, and I have this support hero as my 6-star hero on all these accounts. Like, what was I thinking? But you don't really think when you play like a noob back then. And I mean, I am kind of glad I'm here to help guide some people and maybe help them from making the same mistake of over investing stars in like Martin or something. I mean, I do love Martin, but he's not like crazy to the point where I'd use him as a main hero over a support, right? Like he's gonna be excelling in being a support hero, and it was pretty stupid of me to 6-star him. But I mean, I didn't know back then, and now I do. I can only help now with what I am ignorant, what I was ignorant about. I do hope my commentary is pretty enjoyable. I do kind of try. I know like I don't always I know I ramble a lot and just stuff like that, but I do enjoy doing this stuff for you guys. I do enjoy just chatting it up because I mean it's fun, It's fun for me, and I do like when you guys maybe drop a comment, or you message me in game and you're like, thank you for the videos. It does make my day. So I do hope you guys know I do check those, and I mostly usually respond if you guys do message me. So feel free to message me in game and just say anything or say hi. I do usually try to respond when I just hop in. So I do thank you guys for just continuing to even support the channel or even like messaging me. Like I said, it's just awesome. So you guys are noticing I'm sending like accounts by, and basically what I do is I actually had made a huge mistake this Pompeii, and I hadn't teleported a lot of my accounts. So when I start running out of troops on a lot of these accounts, I'm actually sending them on like 8-minute marches, right? Where I really shouldn't be doing this. I really shouldn't be having this issue, and I shouldn't be going through like basically 8-minute marches. Like I don't know what I was thinking, and I didn't teleport them in early out. I think I was like doing too many things at once and I forgot about it, and it actually ends up putting me really far behind, and it actually puts it might be the reason that we lost this, right? Like I could have probably had more field presence if I had those marches up sooner, and they were just coming in at slower paces and in different like intervals, so it was easier to deal out my marches and just get rid of them. And honestly, if I was smart, I would have just had them kind of gather up at like, let's say, a center point, or maybe like one of these back outposts near our side of the map to kind of just like start working together again. But I mean, I end up running out of marches because I mean, when you're fighting with these marches in the field for let's say 20 minutes plus, they're gonna dry up eventually, right? You're gonna get all your marches targeted. Everyone's gonna be freaking coming for them. It just was no bueno. Also, I think these guys are trying to focus on that outpost in the top, and it does not work out because I left a few accounts in it, and just my main account, like with Raygro, for example, holding that, like I am holding a lot of these structures with like pretty weak, I'd like to say, um, pretty not weak heroes, but a non-defensive, right? And it basically like makes it really like easier to take. But when I'm holding with Raygro and actual reinforcements and that thing, these guys can't swarm it down like they would swarm anything else down. And I wish I did scroll up to that because I wanted to catch that. Yeah, you guys see a bit of it here. These guys probably end up backing off or their marches just melt, but they cannot swarm this. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't. Oh me, man. Oh me. Oh my. I feel like I wish. I so wish I did a better job at keeping my garrisons in these structures though. Like where you see them taking it back and forth constantly on that like top right corner of the map. I just really wish I had held that better because I mean this this Pompeii would have probably turned out way different and it would have been nice to have our little redemption arc, but I'm not smart enough for that. Also, I will say a big problem that PLW faced constantly was actually having proper garrison captains because when I'm attacking, right, they won. Even when they did take stuff back, even if they had one march in it, they wouldn't jump another march in it. And I mean, I of course didn't do that either, but it wasn't really my intention to hold these things. I had intended to just bop from one to the next, one to the next, one to the next. I didn't care about holding them. I just wanted to freaking bounce around like a bunny rabbit. And like I said, I probably would have done better just holding these, and it might have had a better result. But I mean, looking back at it, you can always say that, and you can always think that. So I mean, next time maybe I'll just make a better decision and actually hold them, or maybe I'll just do something else. You never really know. I mean, I change up my strategy as much as possible. I think of different things, and I usually actually just do stuff on the fly. You also see these things melted. I don't even think they took my thing halfway down. Like, sheesh. But yeah, and then like a lot of my marches, my idle, because like I'm focusing on other accounts or something, and then like some of my marches just get melted on the field by like three or four. Like you see that Rager right there just getting focused down, and I end up running out of marches. But like I was saying, they were having bad garrison captains. Like you'd see Russell and just like weaker players holding these things. If these guys actually had gotten like proper players in them, or just like proper like main people in them who have better tech advantage over my accounts. Like I do have overwhelming numbers, so it's pretty hard if they're not constantly getting reinforcements because these guys weren't doing a really good job at reinforcing it right off the bat. Though I will say later in the end they started doing better at taking and holding them. Though I think it also might have been like my lack of field presence that helped them out because I mean like I said, I did start running out of troops and I started running out of like my accounts coming in a coordinated manner because I was just sending marches from 8 minutes away in spawn, right, where I could be sitting at the helipad and grouping up my accounts for another hoorah, which was such a bad choice by me. Like I could have done so much better. I could have been so much smarter about this, and I wasn't. Sometimes I think my biggest issue is I get like a tunnel vision in a sense, where I get really focused, and I mean, it's hard not to be focused when I am playing really intensely against all these players. Like I'm playing with all these accounts for an hour straight against all these people, and it's hard not to get tunnel vision or not to play like a freaking lunatic. Like I do try my best, but I do make a lot of mistakes myself, and I mean, there's only improvements I can make. Let's say these guys finally got a proper captain in, I think, but it's not gonna be enough just because the tech difference is there. And then I have like all these other marches about to smack in. You see the trades are even actually between my Cynthia and his Tom, which is really weird to me because, I mean, generally my Cynthia, first off, is just a weaker, my weaker March because it's a really bad rider March in mine. And then as well as the fact that, I mean, this dude was using Tom. Maybe it was just like a bad Garrison captain, or maybe, I don't know. I can't really see the names well because I am looking at my phone and it's like a little bit smaller of a screen. But yeah, it shouldn't have been trading even at all. Might have just been lacking troops as well. So I don't really know. Might have had tier 4, might have had tier 5. I think I end up losing against this too, maybe. Or maybe I end up winning this. I don't know. Like, oh no, I end up winning this. Okay. They just like couldn't hold and they couldn't get good Garrison captains in. Like, I think that's their biggest issue. I mean, I do understand like my Pandy account being able to take these things down for the most part, but when you consider my alts, they shouldn't have been able to run rampant that long. I shouldn't have been able to just run wild as long as I had. It just doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make sense. There's no world that should have actually been logical. Oh look, this dude wanted to fight my March, and now he getting out of there. He said, "Let me go." I'm sorry, guys. I like know I kind of start spacing out halfway through my commentary, and I mean, I do try my best. It's not easy to talk for an hour straight and just ramble on about stuff that's going on, stuff that I did, things that I was thinking of. That's why I eventually end up just cutting off my audio and letting you guys enjoy. I mean, if you guys really always want, you can just probably um play music over it, or you can mute it, because I might actually end up cutting off my audio eventually and letting you guys just listen to the clicking sounds. Like, if you guys just want to hear me clicking, though maybe not, because I don't even like know if I had background audio. I might just have to listen through the whole thing just to put the clicking audio in, because I don't want you guys like hear me grunting or something like you know what I mean. uh I will say though, like, there's always ways that you can improve and fix stuff. I mean, if you were really being smart, you could always have, let's say, a group go in and just try to cause havoc on their back lines. You could have a really good reinforcement team and people just staying on standby with marches to keep structures filled. It's just like a lot you can do, and plans never go as planned. That's like one of the biggest things. I mean, like, I've always thought about that. And even if you have a plan, it usually doesn't go, like I said, as planned. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but basically I keep choosing the marches that I have in these structures, and I pull it out. I'll pull out the march that I have holding it, and I'll just hop back in to attack it. And I tried doing it one more time here, and people's marches were over the structure, so I couldn't end up actually doing it. Like, one was crossing over it, and it ended up making me lose, sadly, because I had enough time to get Tom in there. So frustrating. Actually, like, my freaking little jump in and out strategy backfired on me because these freaking marches walking over it. Like, give me a break, man. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoy these videos. I put a lot of effort into talking for 30 minutes straight. I hope you guys know, like, it is it is something. I don't even know what to say about that. I'll see you guys if you guys wait till the end of the video, or you guys zoom to the end of the video, I'll go through all the battle reports on this account so you guys can see all the trades. You can see all the numbers if you really want, just to really get an eye on, I guess, how things went. I mean, my alts traded negative and positive a lot of the time because they were just running through, and I didn't have a care in the world about how many troops they lost. Because, I mean, honestly, if people started targeting my alts, that meant my main was getting less fire to the flames, saving my main some action, or like saving it like some face, I guess. I think I end up not being able to get into it on time. Yeah, someone else got into it. I was trying to get a different Garrison captain in because I only had 30,000 troops and I didn't want it to get smacked, but someone ended up getting it, and I think I do maybe take it back, or I run my troops might melt before I can, because I don't really have a lot of troops left over here. They all like died from our previous encounter. Yeah, it's probably gonna be close. Oh nope, I do take it. Okay, never mind. I lied. Oh no, but it's freaking yeah, okay, so my Jaden did get in there, but it's already low now, so he's about to get freaking melted and just burn like a marshmallow. Burn like a marshmallow. It's the 30-minute mark. Let's go, guys. We are halfway through. And you know what? I don't even think I'm going to finish this voiceover in 30 minutes because I've run out of topics to chitter chatter about and things on the field to just blab about. I do. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. You guys see my marches just slowly walking by and heading in, and this was my mistake by just sending them from a mile away. Like I lost my field presence, and although we started making kind of a comeback, we actually just like fell off because we didn't have the field presence that we really needed. Honestly, what I should have had in Pushy do or in Pushy, whatever. I don't even know why I always try to correct myself because I'm always gonna get it wrong. But I should have had in Pushy, maybe go towards that helipad, right? And had her rallying all the structures that they kept taking because like the thing is, they had really good garrison captains, I think, holding those things, and it was so hard for our members to take it back. And honestly, if she just kept throwing rallies up, it would have been so hard for them to kind of hold it because she is a strong player, right? She has better tech, I think, than maybe all of the players that were on their team. I don't really know because I think she does have actually better tech than me. Her hero, I think her hero combinations are just not as good, right? And that's just only because I've seen it in the arena. Though it might also be heroes, I don't know. But I think she has better technology than me. So she honestly could have done such a good job by being up in that, top corner where they were focusing at. And it probably would have been optimal, but I mean, what do you do? It happens, and we just have to adjust and like figure it out and kind of try to organize better. Because I mean, although I am, you guys might think I'm like some smart player. I am a bit lazy. I don't organize the best because I'm, like I said, lazy, and I mean, I actually don't have all the free time that I make it seem like I have. Like I do have a bit of free time. I won't lie, but I do get busy in like real life. Real life does hit me, so I can't always just be on. I do try to have some sort of leadership, but I mean, I sometimes think I am lacking. And, it's always a place I can improve in. I do want to always be a better leader for my members, stuff like that. I also want to mention that these guys had Edward holding this outpost. You had all these marches over here, and I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if this was an R4, but even if he's not an R4, I'm gonna assume that he's stronger just because, like, anyone with, like, really strong marches, one, the Edward is taking terrible trades. Two, it's a Tom march right here, right? Like, just throw that thing in the outpost and swap it, like, turn it into the garrison captain. I don't know who put Edward in here and decided not to trade it out, like, or not, like I don't even know what these guys are thinking. Like I don't want to bash at PLW, but like that's definitely somewhere someone can improve on. Like having someone maybe going around like an R4 because I think you have to be an R4 or R5 to swap garrison captains, but maybe having an R4 assigned to that role, right? Just swapping garrisons, making sure that these garrisons are, actually someone proper, and then having your members knowledgeable that okay, make sure you throw your march in here. Make sure you throw that march in there. Like you got to tell your members, all right, so if you guys see us take an outpost back, or we take an outpost in general, all right, you guys throw your best marches in, or just have the strongest player maybe throw a march in, etc. Right, and then the R4s will go through and try to make sure that we have the best possible garrison captains, and like that's the best you could do. I think I'm about to decide to pull my Tom out of that helipad too. By the way. But I mean, like I was saying, like you have to have like that kind of organization if you want to be like extremely well in like doing this. Also, who is defending with Akemi? Do you not see all these marches over here? Like you see Tom, I don't even know. Like you see Jaden. Like I feel like Jaden would have done better than Akemi here. Like what is going on? What is going on? Like I don't know. I don't even know what's going on, dude. Like I don't know how I feel about an epic hero when you have all these like other just that much better heroes and probably like players who could have been holding this property. Like, come on, man. Come on, please. Just do me a solid and and swap it out for me. I'm actually crying looking at these heroes and like who's holding what, you know? Oh man. So I think they do end up holding through here, which is kind of crazy. I think one of my marches is not hitting this. I swear it should have been hitting this. Ah, no. No. Yeah, okay, so I did overlook that. I had one march just over here hitting a mark like one of these troops, but it's whatever. But like you guys kind of get the point. I mean, like I feel like the Garrison captains were just so wonky. And honestly, it might have been the same for us. I never really got a good eye on the top right of the map or whatever. And we might have had really weak players holding these garrisons and just getting melted. Honestly, we should have had an R4 probably assigned or just keeping an eye on that. And I do think Shelby might have kept an eye on that because Shelby is a really smart player and he generally knows what he's doing and he generally is good at like keeping command over stuff. Like also, you guys see me pull Tom out of my helipad. If you guys don't notice, Shelby is constantly placing markers around the map, and it is one sad part for me because he has military service or whatever, and I'm sad. But I mean, we're gonna have to try to find someone maybe to do that, or maybe someone to kind of, I guess just do garrison captain stuff. I don't know. It's a lot, and I hate having to do it. I am a freaking lazy player, so I don't like managing that stuff. But yeah, honestly, I don't know how I feel if I should have had Bing fighting with my main account because my main account was doing just fine alone, and honestly, I needed all my troops I could get to be kind of fighting in their back line to just disturb as much as possible because I kind of forced like two or three people to constantly keep an eye on me over here, right? Like they're always having to focus my Pandy account already. And if I just fight with Bing or something and I just keep attacking this outpost, I mean, it probably wouldn't have changed the numbers of how many people were over here. And I could have just kept disturbing as much as possible. And I think I started focusing a little bit too much on this operation base. And I mean, it wasn't too bad, but I definitely shouldn't have backed off my strategy. And even if I did, I should have just had my marches group up, not beside the operation base where they get targeted, maybe like a little bit further up on the map. And maybe I could just take back our operation bases, clean out the field, just something better. I make a lot of bad choices sometimes, and I mean, I can always improve, and I know that. There's always improvements I can make. And I wish I just wasn't a doofus sometimes, guys. I do think they finally had a proper garrison captain in here. But, like I said, I do have generally strong marches. And these guys, like, just fighting all these marches that are going to swarm them is really hard. And this is why I said that they need to have people on standby, just ready to reinforce it. Like, pull your marches out, reinforce another march. Pull your marches out, reinforce another march. Let my marches melt and head back home. Like, you want my marches to just bop out. Also, I have some freaking marches just sitting idle over here. I don't know what I was thinking. And I think the dude who was holding it pulled out. I don't know what he was. I don't know if he did that by accident, but he pulled his Tom out, and that actually like just gave it to us. It just gave that thing to us. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, these guys are pulling up again. They said, "Oh, wait a minute, he took it." And I think we finally cleared out the field because like I don't know, they were swarming stuff and I guess their marches finally melted, but I mean like I don't know how many troops of theirs I had taken out at this point, and I just feel like I don't know. I didn't like fight a lot in the field. I feel like the most kills I'd been getting were on my ults at least were just from being pecked at while they were running around. So it's not like I was taking direct confrontations, and I wasn't like taking insane trades on those accounts. So it's pretty hard to say. But I mean, I did have some of their stronger members trying to focus me here, so that was a positive. Though they did have some stronger members also focusing that top area in the map. And like I said, I probably could have done better by sending accounts to reinforce that, maybe like one or two, just to fight over there and kind of like restore our balance, because even 10 or like 8 marches or whatever I could send over there would be a huge help because like I've always said, my accounts aren't like super weak and they generally are decently strained. Like, even if they are weaker than the opponent, I can just melt these marches. We can get field control. We can try to get good garrisons into these structures. I think one issue I have here is I do focus a little too little on actually holding structures. And, you know, it's something I need to improve on. Like, I need to have better control. I feel like I need to just like know what I'm holding, or just hold it. If you guys get what I'm saying, like I don't hold as good as I would like to. I could do a better job at sending my accounts to reinforce these things more, and just actually, like I said, hold them and like have like for example, if you guys look at these operation bases, maybe I could just huddle accounts like marches near one, and I can just send reinforcements from that operations base and just bop from like the middle of the map all the way around, right? Like I just keep everything full, and we try to have our best players holding stuff. And I mean, that's a big issue we have. We don't actually like we just like I mean like I know I say a lot about PLW not holding stuff properly, but we also kind of have the same issue, because I mean we're not holding with like the right players. We don't have the right we just don't have a good hold on stuff. It's just not good. I mean, you guys see them taking over 4 structures in our area, and the only one they can't take is the one that my main account was holding. And if I had actually reinforced the other ones properly, they probably wouldn't have been able to take those either, because like my tech difference is just there. My tech difference is there, and the issue is I wasn't reinforcing. Like we didn't have troops to actually like back up the troops I already had in there. So it was just an issue, because when they insta got swarmed off the bat, we just couldn't hold it, and I didn't want to walk back over there and try to get back into those operation bases. And I mean, it happens. I can always plan better for the next time, but it does happen. It does happen. I do hope you guys enjoy this video, though. I'm probably going to cut off my audio any minute now, because I am getting a sore throat, and I mean, it's only 20 minutes left, and you guys kind of see them come back on us. You guys can enjoy the comeback, and I might just leave the clicking in for you guys, because I mean, why not? You guys might enjoy that. Or I might just make it blank audio so you guys can just play music or something like that. But I do hope you guys have actually a good day, because I'm going to go eat or something. And I do appreciate you guys for watching this far, if you are right here right now. So you guys have an amazing day, and peace out.